Hello and welcome to StephanieB Creativity, and today we're going to make a cute little duck. This is my first time making it. I don't have a sample to show you yet until I get to the end, and then I'm grabbing the sample and I'm going to put a picture of it or a little video of it up right here. Isn't this I'm assuming it's going to be the cutest little duck you've seen in a long, long time. It's a little mallard with the green, teal green type head, with his little white collar, his brown body. He'll have an orange beak or bill. He'll have orange feet, and he will have little brown wings also. The brown is the Lion brand Heartland yarn. It is so soft and squishable. This is a size 4 yarn. It's 100% acrylic. Then I used the Lion brand mandala, and this was from a skein of the bonus bundle in the giant colorway. So the colorway's name is Giant. And I used the orangey tone and the greens. Now this is shifted when I was on the second side here. So it had shifted to this brighter green. I'm not worried about it. Little variations are fun. And then I have some of the Red Heart Super Saver. This is just the standard worsted, and it is white. It is a size 4 yarn. I have also got some clippies, clippy stitch markers right here, and a darning needle. And I like the ones with the little bent tip. All of the materials and tools are listed down below in the information box. If you would do me a big favor and make sure to click the like button and leave me a comment after the video to let me know what you think of this project. I would really like to know. And if you plan on making it, what colors would you use? I am going to be mattress stitching these 2 long tubes. The long tubes here are 40 long. 40 rounds long. I did this with 25 for the green, 5 for the white, and 10 for the brown on the bottom here. For the wings, I did 10 rounds for the wings. I don't know. The wings may end up being a little bit big. I don't know yet. I did 2 that were 10 rounds in the orange for the feet, and I did 1 that was 5 rounds. And now I did not think, I was like, oh, is 5 rounds going to be enough to make the bill? And guess what? I think it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and smush this one down because I really want to see. Now you could do your bill so that it's like a flappy bill. That would be awfully big for this particular project. So I am going to be tightening this down just a little bit. Here, tighten it down just a little bit. Across the back here. I want to tighten it so that all of the little loops are down to the inside, just like you would be doing if you were making a yo-yo or making a, oh gosh, that would be really cute little yo-yos, wouldn't it? I'm looking at that going, all right. Now, once it's all squished down, I'm going to kind of close this gap right here. And now look, I've got this cute little bill. And it is going to be a much better size. I think this is going to work out so well. Let's get started stitching this all together now that you have all of the parts. So now what I need to do is I need to find and follow down one full long column. I don't want it to be rolled, so 1 long column. The V's are all pointing to the left. All you want to make sure is that the V's are all pointing the same direction for the column that you're going to work in. And I am going to go ahead and pick up across in a couple spots. gotta be careful. Even after you've put the clip on it, it's going to want to turn, and you're going to look at it and go, hold it, what happened? Just be careful. Be mindful. There we go. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am enjoying watching out my window, seeing the sunlight. We've been having kind of a wet and rainy weekend. And now the weather is turning. I am going to put a slip knot in the end of my yarn here, and put a stitch marker on that, just this little clippy one. And what that does is it makes it so when I'm stitching, I can't accidentally pull too hard on my thread and have it completely pull out all of my stitching. So now I'm just going to come back, and what I'm doing is I am picking up that bar between the open part of the V. So right up here. See that? And on small projects like this, I tend to do my mattress stitch one bar at a time. And if you've been around for a little bit, you've heard me say it lots of times. I find mattress stitching to be very relaxing. Some people don't. You can figure out a different way to stitch yours together if you like. It will look different than mine because I'm going for a more invisible seam. Even though this yarn is a little bit different color, these stitches are going to be like the bars inside my stitches, so you're not really going to see them. Okay, now I'm going, whoops, I need to remove my stitch marker. I'm going to meet you back here when I have gone all the way down. See, look at this. I have not pulled on these cords yet to kind of match this up tighter. I'm going to pull them nice and tight. I'm going to shift it down. See how that went? And now I want to stretch this and see how this worked. Oh, wow. So now we have the two sides here joined to each other. And we're going to go to the other side and do exactly the same thing. All right, next up. And we could have done this before we stitched up the second side, but we can do it now too. And that is, we need a drawstring for the neck that's going to draw in all of this fabric underneath of the head for the under the chin, under the head, to make the neck. You'll see what I mean. I'm using the same color yarn as I used here in this stripe, and I am going to make my gather in every other stitch. My drawstring, I'm going to make it every other stitch in the white all the way around. And by keeping it in the white, and I'm using the same white, it will be invisible. You will not see this when you're all done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull that down and give it a quick tighten, even before we have stuffed any stuffing in. This could easily be done on a bigger knitting machine to make a, this is 44. So you could easily make it 46 stitches around and not have to do the seaming. I wanted to do it with the small machine just to show you that you can. Grabbing some eyes, and this is the Polyfill Crafter's Choice, ideal for doll making. And I'm just going to grab a bit out. That's way more than I need. But here, now I've got stuffing, and I've got the head and the body. And this is going to be interesting, isn't it, to see how this all works out. I know that I've got my bill right here. It's going to go on like that. I want to figure out where my eyes are going to go, you know, roughly. And I think he's going to have medium size. Before we put the eyes on, I do want to put a bit of stuffing in the head so we can start seeing what the size of it is. And I like to put some stuffing in and then spread it out. So I'm kind of stuffing my stuffing. So now I'm taking into that cup of stuffing there, I'm putting more stuffing in. This is going to be adorably cute. I really, really, really think so. This little bill is going to go on. See, and we'll be able to shape this. Put the bill in. I think maybe I'll stitch the bill on right now. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. So I'm using the ends that are on here already. I want to make sure that both of my sets of yarn are coming. Let's see if I used that one as my... I want all of my yarn coming out the same side. Like that. Now I'm going to tie those together. Pull it down nice and tight. That is so funny. So cute. And then, now I'm looking at this going, I don't want my side seams to be in the front because that looks a little bit messy. I don't really want them to be in the front. So I'm looking for my side seams and then shifting them to the sides so I can see this. Let's see. I like that. That's going to place the beak right about there. I'm very willy-nilly in how I attach my things or place them. I go by gut instinct. So if you are somebody who really needs to have direction on that, I am sorry. I'm not really good at saying, okay, I'll tell you where this one is being placed. It's being placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 10, 11 up from the neck. Rows up. But again, it's kind of willy-nilly. Sort of get those together like that, and then I'm going to flip it down and stitch this on. And I want to make sure that I'm going through both layers of fabric. You don't want it to go through only one layer of fabric. Go through both layers of fabric. And I'm going to go through the corner here and down through and across. And the corner here, kind of across that corner through a couple strings. That is so cute. All right, and then I am going to do a couple stitches across the top here so that I don't end up with this funky where it looks whip stitched on. I like tidy stitches, so I will sometimes work more than I absolutely have to for for securing something on if the stitches don't look clean and tidy, so that I can get them tidied up. Just poked back through and to the inside. Cute little beak. Haven't seen anybody else do a little mallard duck with the circular knitting machine before. And I'm always one for trying to find something that people haven't done on the circular knitting machines to show that, these things are so versatile. And you could do this completely by hand if you wanted to also. Basic tubes with color changes. All right, and then I'm just going to trim that. And tuck and squish. I think I'm going to leave this open for a minute and work on stuffing the bottom. Trim those threads. They're going to get tucked to the inside also. Let's just tuck these to the inside. Since we've got access, let's put it to the inside, give a quick stitch around, tighten up those stitches, give it a quick knot. All right. And now we're going to get some stuffing in the body. Just take a wad of stuffing. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how much stuffing we can get in his body to make his body feel a little bit bigger. So I am stretching my stitches a bit. We're going to take one side and draw it down. We're going to take the other side and draw it down. Oh, that's coming together well. So now what we have is this split right here. I'm going to thread up my needle. I'm going to stitch this closed, and then that's where the feet are going to go. Let's get his eyes in. I'm going to stick one right here and one right here. Just to get the basic, oh. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. He is making me giggle. Although, I wonder if I want bigger eyes. Wonder. I think. Yeah, I do. I want bigger eyes. There we go. He's coming together really, really well. So now I need to get my little, whoopsie, washers on the back. And this is big washer. There we go. And now tie this down tight. Cinch and cinch. All right. We're just going to cinch his head shut. It's a little light on the stuffing, but that's because I want to be able to moosh him around a little bit. So now I'm going to go across between both sides, so we get the top completely cinched, nice and tidy. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm kind of pulling and smushing. I think that works. When we put his feet on is going to make a huge difference to how he sits, but he can actually sit up. Oh, I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. And now I'm going to just take this down and come out down here through the stuffing, kind of going through the stuffing, kind of bury it down and snip. I'm not going to go around and around on the bottom here. I'm going to come across and stitch those side to side this way. All right, let's get their wings on. The wings just get drawn in on both ends like this. So the wings are going to be folded. One end is getting drawn down into kind of a point or a rounded, and the other one is going to be kind of flat. So this end up here, it's getting all drawn in, but it's going to be stitched flat across, and this bottom edge is going to get tucked in so that the wings have a bit of shape. So I'm going to tuck it in a couple stitches. I'll show you. So I'm rolling in where it's all joined up together here. I'm coming and rolling in the extra fabric like this. You see how it's getting all bunchy in there? That's the stuffing inside the wing. I don't have to put stuffing in. So now I'm going to loosely mattress stitch because I am going to be jumping columns. This is going to be the bottom edge, so it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Now I'm going to let it come out just a little bit so that it starts getting a little bit wing shaped. See? And then let it roll out a little bit more. Actually, that's all the rest of the way rolled out. So that's how I shape the wing. I'm going to finish stitching this closed, get the other one, and then we will stitch them onto the body. Meet you back here. Actually. So now what I'm going to do is finish stitching this closed all the way up to the top. Both strings are coming out the same edge now. I'm going to set this aside, get the other one stitched to this point, and then we will sew them onto the body. Now we have two wings. You know, they don't have to match perfectly. They're on different sides of the body. They're roughly wing shape-ish. And I'm going to do it so that the shoulder part, the wider edge, is facing forward. And I think I'm going to be stitching, let's see, let's grab a stitch marker. That one there. So now what I want to do is get a little stitch marker on that. The wing is lined up on mine halfway between the dark color and the white. I think that works. Works well enough. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and close my stitch markers there, just so that they roughly stay attached in the area. I'm going to grab the longest of my yarn and get this sort of attached. Once I've got a couple stitches, I know it's not going to shift too much. I will pull the stitch marker out of the way. Let's see. And then I'm just stitching it on. Whatever way makes sense for you, stitch it on. I'm going to flip my wing and go to the other side, the underside of the wing, and I'm going to stitch it onto the body also. Again, whatever way makes sense to you to attach it to the amount you want it attached. You know, if you want it to be completely stationary, can't be a flappy wing at all, then you'll want to tack down the tip also. Do want to make sure that it's well attached. Now I'm down here to the bottom edge. I have both of those threads, the pieces of yarn. I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to thread both of those through to the inside. And out the bottom. Like that. Now we're going to go ahead and get the other wing attached. Look at him! Ah! The feet. They're basically exactly like the wings. So what I'm going to do, I've got this part back here that is completely down tight. I am going to just bring these together so that they can be stitched flat. So basically what I want to do is make my feet flat in the front and tapered to the back. Like that. Okay, but we have to mattress stitch up the edges. You've seen me do the mattress stitch. I'm going to get these both to that point, all ready to be stitched on, and then we will just sew them onto the bottom. In a pleasing way. Whatever way that works out to be. I hope you're enjoying this lesson. If you are, please click that like button. Subscribe to the channel and share the video with your friends. I'd love to see flocks and flocks of little mallard ducks. I love how this came together. The plan worked. Sometimes we get, you know, the first time we try something, it works. And, you know, sometimes that's because we've done a lot of stuff before. And we've got some skill sets that are there. This is not talent. It is a skill. It is just something that you, if you've practiced, you will learn how to do. Don't be, you know, ever thinking that you can't do something like this, because you can. You can. You just have to have the will to practice and try things and experiment. You know, after enough time, you'll know if something is going to work or not. After you've done enough other people's patterns, you'll learn if your idea is going to work. Oh my gosh, look at him. I think this is so cute, exactly the way it is. Whoops. Got to be careful when you're pulling on those strings. Make sure you know which string you're pulling on. You don't want to gather his foot up. On the front of his foot, I need to attach it to the belly just a little bit. And this is just something you learn as you're going along. Sometimes you'll go, ooh, well, the foot feels a little bit floppity. What can I do? Well, take 2 or 3 stitches on the top of the foot where it meets the belly, and that will tighten it up. Look at that. All right, I'm going to come back through. Tie that to the shorter thread. Trim this so that it will be easier to thread these. Oh, look at this little guy. So there was my sketch, my idea, and this is how he turned out. He's got cute little flippery feet, his little wings, the sweet little beak. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. If you did, like I said before, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and share your artwork with me, because I call this artwork. Share your artwork with me on social media. Tag me at StephanieB Creativity, and I want to see you back here again really soon. Remember, do something creative, take care of yourself, and be kind to others. We'll see you soon. Bye.